we're going to start today in a child's pose. So once you get all set up, go ahead and get comfortable in a child's pose. All right, before you get too comfortable, go ahead and engage your hands, press into your palms, feel the length in your arms, and find a little more length in your spine as you press the sit bones back. And then soften, melting through the heart. Soften the center of your forehead here, the part touching the mat. And see if you can imagine breathing into that spot. Breathing in through the center of your forehead, allowing that breath to soften your face, your pecs. See if you can breathe into that space behind your heart and fill it all the way up. And on the exhale, see if you can unwind just a little bit more. So with every single breath, with every single moment, we have a decision. We can either let all the worries of the world start to bring tension into our face, into our shoulders, into our mind. Or we can actively, consciously just choose to soften. It's kind of the same thing as having faith. That tension we hold is kind of that like feeling that we need to control everything or to know exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And that softening is kind of that letting go, that letting God, letting things be as they are. So with every single breath, take that invitation. Instead of following those thoughts down the rabbit hole, stay right here in this moment with this breath. Walk the hands over to the right, maybe placing the left hand on top. Let the head be heavy. Level the shoulders out. Maybe again for a second, press through the hands to find length and then soften. Pressing the left sit bone down and back. So at first we're going to choose with every exhale to find that softening, that letting go. But then we're going to see if we can just find this flow where it's just kind of happening without effort, where the exhale itself is just allowing that softening without too much effort. Come back through center and walk it over to the left, finding length and then settling in. Slowly come back to center and walk your hands forward more. Let your hips lift up to stack right over your knees. Let your forehead rest. Again, press into the hands. Find a little length as you melt the heart down towards the mat. And then soften. And then let each exhale help you soften a little more. Maybe coming up on the tented fingertips, lifting those wrists up off the ground. Now slowly slide your arms back. Your forearms are going to stay down. And you're going to walk the feet back, coming into a forearm plank. We'll fire the core up right away here. Start to wake it up. Feel the length from your heels to your crown. Start to root down into the hands and the forearms to shine the heart forward a little bit without letting the hips dip down. Find your breath. Slowly lower the belly down. Untuck the toes and slide the hands back under the shoulders. Hug the elbows in and back, press into the feet and see if you can lift your heart just a little bit more. Soften. Let that exhale do its job and take that tension out of your shoulders, your face, your jaw. Slowly lower back down, press it back to child's pose. And then we're just going to sit over onto the left hip and bring both feet flat on the ground in front. Bring the hands back behind. We'll lift up to a reverse tabletop, stacking the knees over the ankles, trying to get the whole body parallel to the ground. If it's all right with the neck, drop the head back. Stay with this breath. Breathe into the shoulders now. Lift everything up one more time and slowly lower down. Bring your heels in a little closer. Hug your eyes in to touch your knees if you can. And keep softening everything on the exhale. Then we're going to roll back onto our back and we're going to grab the right knee in the right hand and the left knee in the left hand and pull those knees in towards the shoulders. Tuck the chin, pull the shoulders into the mat. Try to keep the low vertebrae and the booty down on the mat. Now maybe you make big circles, drawing the knees out away from each other and then in towards each other. So the circles are going in opposite directions. Breathe into any spot where you feel that tension and switch directions. Let your left leg go long, hug the right knee in. Kick out through the left heel, relax the right foot. Hug the elbows in, find your breath and squeeze that knee into the armpit. Let the right leg go long, hug the left knee in. Find length from that heel to crown. Hug both knees in and start to rock forward and back. Maybe bringing the toes to touch the ground behind your head and coming all the way up to a seat a couple times. And when you're ready, we'll keep those feet flat on the ground and we'll hug the heels in close again and maybe the eyes can touch the knees again. Soften the shoulders down the back. Then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder and keep softening the shoulders down the back. Actively choosing to soften with each exhale until it just becomes natural, finding that flow. Now let your head fall forward, let it be heavy here. Then lengthen up and drop the left ear towards the left shoulder and soften. Slowly come back to center, spread your feet as wide as the mat. We'll come up to a deep yogic squat. Maybe your toes start to turn out a little bit. Start to push your knees open and draw the thumbs in towards the heart. Stay with your breath. Notice every time your mind comes in and tries to grab your attention, notice how good it feels to just say no thank you and stay with your breath. Interlace your fingers, making one big fist. Reach your hands forward. Look down and see if you can squeeze your head with your straight arms, neck and arms parallel to the ground. Turn your toes forward, lift your booty so your thighs and back are parallel to the ground too. Keep squeezing your head and gluing your palms and lengthening from the sit bones out to the knuckles. Pressing down into the feet, drawing the belly in and up. Press into the feet, come all the way up to standing, reach up out of the waist. Step the right foot behind the left and drop the arms over to the left. Try to straighten the arms and glue the palms. Exhale, soften the shoulders down, soften the jaw. Come back to center. Step the left foot behind the right. Drop the arms to the right. Slowly come back to center. Spread your feet as wide as the mat, or just at least a little wider than your hips. And start to bend the knees till the thighs are parallel to the ground. Try not to let the knees pop out in front of the ankles. Pull the belly in. Now keep your heart lifting. Keep drawing the upper body back as you bend at the elbows and draw them back, back, back. Keep the heart lifting as you interlace the fingers behind you. Maybe the palms glue together. Exhale, fold forward. Now a couple times we'll inhale and bend the knees a lot and lift the upper body like chair pose. Thighs are parallel to the ground. Exhale, we fold. Maybe we start to straighten into the legs. Head is heavy. Breath is deep. 2 more, really slow. Inhale, bend your knees. Shine your heart forward. Fill all the way up. Exhale, fold. Rocking a little weight into the balls of the feet. Lifting the sit bones up and back. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold. Lower your hands down to the ground. And now let your head be heavy and imagine your arms are just hanging like dead weight. Now make them circle around in circles to the left, like you're stirring a pot. Keep your head heavy. Keep your feet pressing down. Knees are bent if you like. Now see if you can make those circles a little bigger or a little faster. Really kind of letting those arms swing here. No tension in the head and neck. Maybe you're shaking the head out too. Stay with this breath. Switch directions. And now circles in opposite directions. So bring the hands to center and then circle them out away from each other. And then they come in towards each other. Shake your head out. Don't hold any tension there. Press into the feet. Let your arms be like dead weights. See what you need to activate to make them swing like this without using them. And switch directions. Now just let them swing however they like, but use some momentum here. Let them swing around. Start opening some places in the upper middle back where things attach back there. Some kind of hard to get to spots. Slowly come back to center. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Untuck the toes. Bring the hands up onto the knee, or if you're ready, reach the hands up out of the waist. Press the left knee forward as you draw that left hip back and start to breathe into that right hip flexor. At first, choosing with that exhale to soften, and then seeing if you can let go of that trying and just let the exhale do the softening, bypassing the thought. Slowly float the left fingertips down towards the ground and lengthen through the whole right side to lower those fingertips down a little more. Keep drawing the left hip back in towards the socket and keep breathing into that right hip flexor. Slowly reach both arms back up. Bring your hands to your heart and turn and twist to the left, hooking the elbow outside the knee. Keep pressing the left knee forward and then use a little leverage. Twist the heart towards the thumbs. See if you can lengthen the spine and the back of the neck. See if you can feel that exhale softening the shoulders out of the ears. Lower the hands down, step back to plank, and lower the knees, and then the chest, and then the chin. Flatten all the way down, untuck the toes. Press into the feet to lift the heart. Let that exhale soften. Slowly lower back down. 3 more. Baby cobras, inhaling to lift up, to fill all the way up. Exhale to soften and lower down. Press it back to child's pose and slowly lift up, downward facing dog. Getting right into stillness here if you're ready, or maybe pedaling it out. Really rooting down into that thumb and index finger. Head is heavy, shake it out a little bit if you're not sure. Slowly tiptoe your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale, step the left foot back, lower the left knee down, untuck the toes. Hands onto the knee or reach up out of the waist. Draw that right hip back, sink into that left hip. Let that exhale soften the shoulders down the back. Stay with this breath a little longer, making that choice to be right here in the body with the breath. Float the right fingertips down, lengthen through the left side. Reach both arms up overhead, draw the hands to the heart, turn and twist to the right. Keep pushing the right knee forward as you twist the heart towards the thumbs. Inhale, length into the spine and the back of the neck. Exhale, softness. And release, lower the hands down, step the right foot back. Lower knees, chest, chin, baby cobra or chaturanga, and meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up high, come up on the tippy toes, and then sink into the heel a little bit. Flex that right foot, point the toes down and slightly in. But then turn those toes open to the side and see about stacking the hips. We won't bend the knee yet. We'll just keep drawing the right hip back and pressing back through the right heel. Now slowly draw the right heel in towards the right glute to bend that knee, and then try to point the knee up at the ceiling, really opening the hips here. Let your head stay heavy. Keep pressing through the hands and sinking into that left heel. Slowly come back to three-legged dog, leveling the hips, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. Press the right knee forward. Draw the right hip back. Reach up out of the waist. Feel the breath moving through your body. See if you can change it from you trying to control the breath and make the breath last longer to your being breathed. See if you can just feel this breath, this prana, this life force, bringing life into your body, bringing softness into your muscles and tendons. Instead of that tension, we can choose by following the thought train. Let this flow, let this yoga do its magic. Step the left foot forward to meet the right, sit into the chair. Pull your belly in. Instead of feeling a sensation like, oh, my legs are tired, just feel that this is the sensation of having a body. This is the sensation of being alive. Maybe even this is the sensation of gratitude for being able-bodied, for being able to use your body in this way. Keep the heart lifted, bend the elbows, draw them towards each other behind you. Keep the heart lifted, interlace the fingers, maybe palms glue. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, shine the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your time and meet back in downward facing dog. So I have some really exciting news I hope to be sharing with you guys. I kind of want to share it right now, but I should wait till today when it's like official. But good things coming your way. I hate it when people do that to me. I should have just waited. All right, inhale through the nose, come up high on the tippy toes, open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. Do that one more time, make it last a little longer. Some of you might be guessing what it is if you're up to date on the yoga soap operas of Reno. Inhale, lift your left foot up high. Come up on the toes and then sink into the heel. Flex that left foot, point the toes down and slightly in. Press back through the heel and then slowly open those toes to try to stack the hips. So feel the right heel pressing down and the left heel pressing back as you roll that left hip back. Now keep those things happening as you slowly draw the left heel in towards the glute, bending the knee. Then roll the knee up towards the ceiling a little more. Let your head go. Press into your hands, twist open. Come back three-legged dog, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Crescent lunge. Reach up out of the waist. Fight the urge to follow the thoughts. Stay in the body. Step the right foot forward, sit into the chair. Feel this sensation of being alive. Feel this prana moving through you. Feel how the breath wants to just flow really deep and slow, but it's our mind that restricts it, that cuts it off short, so we get distracted. Keep the heart lifted, bend at the elbows, find that little backward bend. Interlace the fingers, exhale, fold. Inhale, sit in the chair, lift the upper body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Come on up, crescent lunge. And then spin the right heel out and down like warrior one. Keep pressing the left knee forward and drawing the left hip back. Press down into the feet, especially the outside edge of that right foot. Reach up out of the waist. See if you can really let something go here. See if you can just like feel your mood lighten up. Like taking this way less seriously, taking life and yourself way less seriously. See if you can feel that weight of the shoulders come out with this exhale as you soften. And just be here now in a soft, present, light, playful way. Bring your hands to your heart, press the left knee forward, turn and twist to the left. If you need to, come up on the back toes. Press the left knee forward, twist the heart towards the thumbs. Inhale, lengthen to the spine and the back of your neck. Exhale, softness anywhere you can. So you notice that difference where you can exert some effort, you can create some tension, creating some strength without it being like a struggle. See if you can find that place where it's just flowing. Come up on the back toes, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Sit down in the chair as you twist a little more, rolling that left shoulder back. Now open the arms up, gazing up at the left hand, rolling that left shoulder back, drop a little weight into the heels. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Slide your right hand under your left foot, slowly come to standing, bring that left foot with you. Press down into the right foot, press forward through the left foot. Maybe you can gaze back at that left hand and find a little twist in your spine. Find your breath, find softness, find a little playfulness, but stay focused. Find your breath. Okay, we're gonna slowly come back to center. We're gonna set the left ankle on top of the right knee and bend the right knee and bring the hands to the heart. We're trying to lower the left knee to the same height as the right knee. And we're drawing the upper body back. Keep bending the right knee more. You can stay right here, or you can hinge at the hips and reach the fingers towards the ground, or you can turn and twist to the right and try to hook the left elbow on the bottom of that foot. Stay with your breath. Stay soft. It's just yoga. Plus you're at home and nobody's watching. And it's okay if you fall. Maybe you could even laugh a little. I don't know. Slowly come back to center, press the left foot down, sit into the chair. Bend the elbows, open the heart, interlace the fingers. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Skip the vinyasa if you like. Well, one part of the big news, I'm just going to give you one little tiny piece, okay? I can't help it, is that we might have way better Zoom classes coming, a microphone and some good equipment for some better online classes. So that's one piece of the puzzle. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Grab your elbows behind your knees. Pull your face into your knees. Bend your knees if you need to. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Maybe start to straighten into the legs. Pressing down into the balls of the feet to lift the sit bones up and back. Lower your hands to the ground. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step the left foot back. Come up into crescent lunge. Once you set it up, spin the left heel out and down. Try not to let that left hip go with it so that your hips can stay facing forward. It might go a little bit with it. That's okay. Press the right knee forward. Draw the right hip back. Press the feet down. Reach up. Soften. Lighten up a little. Feel this gratitude of having this body. I know sometimes it's heavy and hard, but let this breath move through it in a way that feels light, finding this flow. Bring your hands to your heart. Tip forward, turn and twist to the right. Come up on the back toes if you need to. Twist the heart towards the thumbs. Press the right knee forward. Inhale, length into the spine and the back of your neck. Exhale, softness anywhere you can. Just letting go with every breath, of layers and layers of all this stuff we've been collecting, these fears, these doubts. Come up on those back toes, step the left heel forward, sit into the chair, keep twisting open, rolling that right shoulder back, and then open the arms up. Gaze up at the right hand, roll that right shoulder back, lower the booty a little bit, twist open. Slide the left fingers under the right foot, come to standing, pressing down through the left foot and forward through the right foot. Maybe gazing back over the right hand, finding a little twist of the spine. Don't forget to soften on the exhale. And see if you can just let it happen. Letting every exhale soften you a little bit without too much force. Cross that right ankle over the knee. Sit into the chair, hands come to the heart. Lower the right knee. Draw the upper body back, sink in. Stay right here, or fold forward, or turn and twist to the left. Hooking that elbow on the bottom of the foot. Slowly come back to center, lower the right foot down, sit into the chair. Lift the heart a little more, bend the elbows, little backward bend, interlace the fingers, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, shine the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. I popped onto Dominique's class on Tuesday and the sound was terrible. I don't know if it's because she uses her phone or if that's how it sounds to you guys regularly, but we got to figure that out. Inhale through the nose, come up high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. Let's do that one more time. Shift your gaze up between the hands, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the right foot back behind you. Keep the toes pointing down and slightly in. Keep the hips level. Feel the left foot pressing down and the right foot pressing back. Now get your body parallel to the ground by coming up on the fingertips and then bring the hands up to the heart. Now notice how dropping the left hip, lifting the left hip up and lowering the right hip down will help with balance. Notice how lengthening from your heel to your crown will help with balance. Find your breath. Slowly come up to standing. Bring your right knee with you. Hug it in and up and then cross it over the left. Maybe your toes wrap around. Soften that standing ankle and standing knee. Soften your face. Arms out to the sides. Right arm under the left. Maybe your palms can touch. Draw your elbows out and up and soften up. Slowly come up, lift the right knee up, keep your eagle arms as you hinge forward, shoot that right heel back, toes point down and in, lengthen out. Step back to crescent lunge with eagle arms, bend the left knee a lot, find a little backward bend. Release the hands, plant the right hand down, gaze up at the left hand as you roll that left shoulder back, roll to the outside of the right foot, sweep the left foot back, side plank. Lift the hips a little higher, reach the left arm up alongside the ear, find a little more length. Step the left foot behind you, flip it over. Relax your head and your neck. Let something go. Slowly come back to plank and lower through chaturanga, or skip the vinyasa and meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into your heels. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, lift the left foot up, toes point down and in, press back through the heel. Level the hips out, get your upper body parallel to the ground, find length from heel to crown, then bring your hands to your heart. And notice how lifting the right hip and lowering the left hip and lengthening from heel to crown will help you balance here like a stiff plank instead of like a noodle, yeah? One more breath. Slowly come to standing, lift the knee high and then cross it over. Maybe your toes will wrap. Soften that standing ankle, standing knee, bring your arms out to the sides and sweep the left arm under the right. Notice how the more you soften, the more this breath, this flow, this prana can move through you. The more you lighten up, the easier it feels. Slowly come up, lift the left knee, hinge the hips, shoot that leg back. Keep the toes pointing down and in, leveling the hips out. Slow motion, step back, crescent lunge. Press the right knee forward, find a backward bend. Release the hands, plant the left hand down, gaze up at the right hand, roll the right shoulder back. Roll to the outside of the left foot, sweep the right foot back. Lift the hips, reach the right arm up alongside the ear, step the right foot back, flip it over, relax. Slowly come back to plank and then lower through chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Next week, we're going to do some stuff with tennis balls. So everybody make sure they have some tennis balls if you're going to do my classes next week, okay? I did Amber's class last week and remembered how amazing the tennis balls are. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, right knee, left armpit. Find an arm balance if you like. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Hold here for strength, pressing into the fingers and knuckles. Breathe into that space behind the heart. Straighten that right leg out to the left. You can lower the foot down or keep it lifted. Peel the left hand up, let the gaze follow, open the heart. Slowly lower the left hand down. Then we're going to swing the right knee all the way over to the right armpit and step the right foot outside the hand. Peel the left hand up towards the ceiling. Twist the heart open as you let your gaze follow that right hand. Lower the left knee down. Lift the upper body up. Bring the right hand to the left thigh. Bend the right knee more. Reach the left hand up more. Breathe into that left hip flexor. Don't forget to soften on the exhale. Lower your hands down inside the foot. Maybe you can lower down to the forearms here, letting your head become heavy. So I know I'm not using the best words to articulate it, but I've been finding this flow where I was so proud of myself for just being able to stay present enough to stay with each breath through my class. But then something else started to happen. And it was like I tried to say, but like you were being breathed. It was like this breath was just happening. And this yoga was just like moving through me in a way that like I wasn't using my mind, but it wasn't mindless like I wasn't present. It wasn't like I was somewhere else. I was fully in my body, but the breath just kind of took over and created this flow state. It's been really incredible. And I really want to share it, but I'm not sure of the words. But see if you can just find this flow state where you're not in your head. You're really focused, but not like intensely and creating tension. Just kind of light, fun, playful, letting this yoga Open your body. Slowly come back up onto the hands. We're going to step the left foot forward into a deep yogic squat. Bring the hands to the heart. Push the knees open. Okay, we're going to wiggle the right forearm under the shin and plant the right hand down real heavy. Keep the sit bones heavy and peel the left arm up and find a little twist. Pushing the elbow into the knee to roll the heart up towards the ceiling. Soften the shoulders out of the ears and twist. Slowly come back to center. Wiggle the left forearm under the shin. Plant it down heavy. Sit bones heavy too. Peel the right arm up. Maybe gaze follows. Feel how even in a hard pose, it's easy just to kind of like get tense and like let your jaw get tight. See if you can resist that urge. And just stay soft. Doesn't mean you're not trying. Doesn't mean you're not exerting effort. Just not force. Lower the hand back down. Interlace the fingers, glue the palms. Lift your arms till they're parallel. Look down to your next parallel so you can squeeze the head. Turn the toes forward, lift your booty so your thighs are parallel. Everything's parallel to the ground. Feet are pressing down, belly's drawing in and up. Find a little more length. Press into the feet, stand all the way up. Reach up out of the waist. Step the right foot behind the left. Drop the arms to the left and straighten the arms. Glue the palms, squeeze the head. Soften. Let it happen. Back to center, left foot steps behind the right. Back to center, spread your feet as wide as the hips, bend the knees, lower the booty till the thighs are parallel, keep the heart lifted, bend at the elbows, little backward bend, interlace the fingers, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, sit into the chair. Exhale, fold. Release the arms, inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. Inhale, lift the left foot up, come up on the toes, draw the left knee to the right armpit, stack the shoulders over the wrists, maybe find an arm balance. Keep the back of your neck long, keep pressing into the hands. Straighten that right leg out towards the left leg out towards the right, peel the right hand up, open the heart. Find your breath. Lower the right hand, bring the left knee all the way outside the left armpit, and step the left foot outside that hand. Lower the right knee down, peel the left arm up, find a little twist, and then lift the upper body up. Left hand finds right thigh, left knee bends more, right hand reaches up. Something lets go and softens here on the exhale. Lower the hands down inside that foot, maybe lowering down to the arm, to the forearms, to the elbows, letting the head be heavy. So just letting this stretch, this moment be what it is. Not needing to squeeze it and get more out of it necessarily, but still doing the work. But also just kind of letting it happen. Putting your body in the position so just the breath and the awareness gets to do the work. Where our mind, our jaw doesn't have to tense up to exert effort. It's just kind of happening. Feel this happening. Slowly come back up onto the hands, step the right foot forward to the deep yogic squat. Draw the hands in towards the heart, push the knees open. Maybe you want to try a little arm balance here if you're feeling really strong. If you're trying to keep the knees stuck to the outside of the arms, then keep pushing out against the knees and squeezing in against the elbows. Maybe you can get your feet to lift up off the ground and find an arm balance. Or maybe you want to do a little headstand. Take your time. Whenever you're finished, we'll all meet back in child's pose. And we'll come back to the breath, really slow. really deep. Slowly come up. We're going to turn towards the long edge of the mat and spread our knees out wide. We're going to keep our shins parallel to the short edges of the mat, to the front and the back of the mat, okay? So that our heels are directly behind our knees. Turn your toes all the way out to the sides if you can. If that doesn't work for you, you can just point them back. If that doesn't work either, you can point them in, okay? We're going to start to work the sit bones back towards the heels. This is a weird one. It feels like there's like bone. It feels like, no, that doesn't go any further. That's just your tight hips. See if you can just keep slowly working those sit bones back a little bit, but finding that effortlessness, letting gravity help you sink in, letting your breath help you soften. Notice that that motion of letting go, letting God is the same as having faith that you won't let go too much, that you won't fall apart, that you won't stretch too deep. Okay, we're going to come out really, really, really slowly. Move slowly like a snail as you turn to face the front and come back into a child's pose. Now slowly roll up. We're going to sit onto the left hip and bring the feet out in the front, flat on the ground. Reach your hands forward and slowly roll back onto your back. Hug each knee into separate hands. Hug them in towards the shoulders. Tuck the chin a little bit. Keep the lower vertebrae and the booty down. Maybe find circles if that felt good. Now lower the feet down, flat on the ground. Your heels in close to your glutes. Line those heels up with the sit bones. Tuck the chin a little bit. Press down into the shoulders. Press down into the feet and lift the hips up. Interlace the fingers under your body. Rocking side to side to get those shoulders underneath. Keep the knees stacked over the ankles. Press down into all four corners of the feet and lift the hips. The chin is not tucked here. It's ever so slightly reaching up towards the ceiling. But the chest is reaching up towards the chin, trying to meet the chin here. Hands are drawing down into the mat. Breath is flowing through you, helping you let go. Your mind is not wandering. It's focused and present, but not intensely squeezing the moment, just being right here. Lift everything up one more time. Maybe rolling up on the tippy toes. And then really slowly lower down. Hug each knee into separate hands. And lower the feet down flat. Reach the fingers down to touch the heels to line them up with the sit bones. Press into the feet and lift up. Interlacing the fingers. Maybe the palms glue together under there as you draw the hands down. Press the feet down. Lift the hips up. See if you can soften the glutes. See if you can lift the chest just a little more. Maybe rolling up on the tippy toes. Maybe you're lifting one leg up here. Making sure to even it out. If you're lifting one leg, go ahead and lift the other. Lift everything up one last time and then really slowly lower back down. Hug your knees into separate hands. Tuck the chin. So we'll do one more back bend, either just like we've been doing, or bring your hands up by your ears with your fingers pointing back towards your feet. If you want to lift all the way up into wheel, stay with your breath. So I don't know if this wording makes sense, but it just came to me of just like you're being the breath. You are the breath. Because you'll notice sometimes like whatever you're doing will make the breath a little restricted because your mind will come in and be like, oh, this is hard. And then you stop breathing deep. Imagine that you are the breath, that you only get to fully express yourself when the mind is not taking over and the body is soft. So you get to come in and find this nice ebb and this flow, this expanding and contracting. See if you can feel that. Slowly lower back down and hug your knees into your chest. See if you can grab your elbows around your knees. Tuck your chin a little bit, draw your shoulders into the mat, and then try to get the lower vertebrae and the booty down. And then imagine you were going to roll your feet till they're flat down on the ground. They don't move much because you're squeezing those knees in tight. But feel how that little motion helps you get that lower vertebrae and the booty down. Trying to get the whole spine flat on the ground here. Be the breath. So like instead of your point of awareness being right up in the head or around the eyes, see if you can shift that to just the breath, to being the breath. All right, release both feet down flat on the ground. Cross the right knee over the left. Now draw the knees in towards the chest and see if you can hug them in. All right, maybe you can grab onto the outside edges of your feet and draw them in like you're trying to tighten these shoestrings here, to tighten this little knot. Tuck your chin a little bit. Find your breath. If you want more, you can interlace your fingers around that left shin. Be the breath. See how you can help this body to relax by occupying it a little more fully and finding this nice balance and this nice little dance, this flow. Just that little shift in perspective. Instead of you are the body and you feel it softening, feel like you are the breath and see what you can do to this body. See how you can help it to release some of this tension just by being more present. And release. Unwind your legs. Hug your knees in. Hug your forehead in to touch your knees. Squeeze everything in tight. And lower your feet down. Cross your left knee over your right. Hug your knees in. Maybe grabbing outside edges of the feet. Maybe interlacing fingers around that right shin. Head is on the ground. Chin is slightly tucked. And release. Hug your knees in. Squeeze your head in one more time. And then we'll roll back into a plow pose. Getting those toes to touch the ground behind the head if you can. So be the breath here. Notice how you have to help this body soften so that you can even fully occupy it and be fully present here. Bring your hands to your low back, creating a shelf for your hips. Straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. Stack the hips over the shoulders. Zip the legs together. Reach up through the balls of the feet. So imagine that since you are the breath, when that breath gets shallow or goes away, you have to think, oh, what happened to me? Where did I go? You got forced out by the thought train, right? But you can flow back in. We'll drop back into that plow pose. Any leg variation you like. Maybe the soles of the feet come together, stacked over the hips. Maybe you bend the knees and cover the ears with the knees. Lower your hands to the mat and really slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lower back down. Once your legs are reaching up towards the ceiling, flex your feet, press out through the heels, draw the toes towards the face. We'll take 20 seconds to lower the legs all the way down. Keep squeezing the legs together, chin is slightly tucked. Kick out through the heels, about halfway there. And hug your knees into your chest. Lower your feet down flat on the ground. Cactus the arms. And then actually hug the knees in towards the chest and drop the knees to the left. As you slide the hips to the right a little bit, stack the hips. If you'd rather cross the knees and get a deeper twist, you can. Otherwise, we'll just find a real gentle twist here, gazing out over the right hand. Slowly come back to center, hug the knees into the chest. Cactus the arms, shift the hips to the left and lower the knees to the right. Gaze out over the left hand. Slowly come back to center and hug your knees into your chest one last time. And then let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as the mat and let your toes fall open. Hands by your sides, palms facing up. Or one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Be the breath and notice what you are doing to this body. Like this body is not you. Just kind of from the outside, noticing what you, the breath, are capable of. Watch this body find deeper levels of relaxation as it stops trying to control the breath or control this moment. Invite yourself to deepen, filling this body. Now imagine merging. As the breath, you're kind of unattached to the sensations of this body. You're just ever present. And now you're merging. You are the breath and the body coming back together. When we merge these two, we give the mind clarity and freedom to create just by softening up a little and worrying a little bit less. We're allowing space for this creative energy that we are to manifest itself. When you're ready, we'll roll onto either side. Take a little vow to lighten up, to find that little childlike wonder, to give yourself permission to show up in ways that might seem silly or that you haven't thought about being before. When you're ready, slowly come back to a seat. We'll close our practice by inhaling the arms up overhead, squeezing the palms together, and bring the hands down to the heart. Let the head bow to the wisdom of the heart. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.